What's up, Jared? Thank you for joining us today. Pleasure to have you on the channel. Everyone, meet my guy, Jared. He's one of my mentees, and he's been doing Amazon for about how long now?
About 2 years.
About 2 years. All right, cool. But you've been going pretty hard recently for the last few months, right? From my understanding.
Yeah, I've been grinding Walmart these past few months, trying to scale up. So,
Yep, yep, for sure. So, um, bro, Jared, can you start off by giving us a background of yourself, work, why you started selling, all that good stuff? For you, I'm assuming you're full time Amazon now, so you want to break all that down real quick?
yeah, so I'm Jared. I'm from the Bay Area. I'm 21. Started Amazon 2 years ago, and before that, I was doing like Uber Eats, Instacart, and I just felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. So I did try something new. So I joined a cook group, a Discord cook group, and they had a lot of different side hustles. So Amazon was one of those. I decided to try it out and I saw some success. So I started
Mhm.
going harder, and then I found Hish's mentorship and feel like he's helped me get to the next level. And yeah, I'm just scaling now.
Yeah, for sure, dude. No, that's awesome. I mean, you definitely came a long way from when we first hopped on call to see where you're at now, which is why I'm super stoked to get you on this call. But yeah, I mean, let me ask you this year, like, what have you done in sales and profits so far since joining? Obviously, my program and obviously scaling up. So, what was your biggest month as well, just so they can kind of get an idea of what you've been able to do.
Yeah, so my biggest month I'd say was probably around 75K, which was I think a month or two ago. And in March, my account actually got inauthentic complaint, so my sales kind of dropped there, but bounced back from that, and so hoping to hit 100K in the next few months.
For sure. Yeah. So your biggest month was 75,000, in revenue. That's pretty much all OA, from my understanding.
Yeah, mostly
Gotcha.
OA, some FBM, but
Sure. Yeah, and then, dude, that's insane. Yeah, because I remember from my understanding, you were hitting like 40K months.
hmm.
Like I mean, you were still scaling pretty decently, but I think you took that really big step once you transitioned a little bit from RA to OA, is what it seems like.
Yeah, the resources that Hish provided allowed me to scale further and make my money grow further as well. So,
Yeah. I mean, dude, yeah, you've came a long way for sure, and I know 100K months are gonna be like literally right around the corner, so I'm definitely excited for when that comes.
hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, like for you, Jared, like how has making this type of income from Amazon improve your life? Like, what has that been able to do for you? Considering I know you've been trying to scale this thing full time, so talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely given me a lot of cushioning and allowed me to spend money on things I wouldn't have been able to before. But I know that if I want to get to the next level, I need to reinvest and keep rolling in the profits back into the business. And
Huge step.
hopefully I can get my own place pretty soon. So
Yeah, how old are you, by the way, Jared?
I'm 21.
21. Cool, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, and as far as like Amazon goes, you know, every and then by the way, like everything you said, that's awesome. Like, but the thing is, everyone who's ran a business knows that it didn't come easy, right? So,
Hmm.
what for you would you say was your biggest challenges for you starting out, and how do you feel like the program has helped you with those challenges?
Yeah, so starting out, I'd say getting up every day and just grinding out the orders. And even though I wasn't seeing the success I wanted to, just grinding every day, putting in the work, being disciplined, and yeah, just staying consistent. I feel like that's been my biggest driver to success.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. No, for sure. And yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but as far as what you said about consistency, dude, that's such a big thing in every industry, especially Amazon, as you know. It's like getting better at that skill every single day. Because you didn't come in this knowing OA right off the bat, knowing how to obviously scale it and do the numbers you're doing right now. Like it took reps, right?
Hmm.
Time.
Hmm.
And how do you feel like for you, Jared, how do you feel like the network has helped you? Do you feel like having a network of guys and a network of people from being within your circle has helped you, pretty much expedite your process of growing?
Yeah, seeing the other guys doing more than me and you as well inspire me and they push me to do more. So, yeah.
Yeah, fire. And obviously, you don't want to give out too much sauce, but What has been best for you in terms of sourcing? Like, what would you say is your best strategy? You know what I mean? Like as far as sourcing techniques.
Probably storefront stocking, honestly,
Okay.
because yeah, it's been pretty consistent. I actually have a VA sourcing
Nice.
most of the stuff for me because I'm pretty much packing and labeling all day. So,
Got you. Yeah. And no, I'm glad you mentioned VA because that's probably like the next step that's helped you scale a lot too, is like delegating certain miscellaneous tasks. But yeah, awesome, dude. And to kind of like flip it a little bit, um, what made you decide to get a mentor? Like I know a lot of guys nowadays, everyone's pretty skeptical about fake scams and get rich quick schemes, all that good stuff. So, or I shouldn't say all that good stuff, but all that bad stuff.
mhm.
What should someone look for when picking a mentor for in your eyes?
I feel like if you see some similarities in the person that you want to purchase that mentorship from, or like for I say for you, your mentorship, I already knew how to do Amazon, but it was about how do I get to that next step, and I felt
Hmm.
like you showed the success and you had the resources and coaching for me, so I felt
For
like
sure.
I was confident in you. Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah, dude. And on the flip side of things, like I think, this it also opens your eyes as far as like, all right, cool. Well, now that I invested in myself and it worked out, now you're gonna be a lot more prone to just keep investing back in yourself. Like that next mentorship that you get, you're probably not gonna think twice, but you're gonna be like, well, it worked for me last time, and this guy has all the, obviously, depending on the person, but considering that person probably has, all their accolades to show for, that's
Mm-hmm.
all you needed to pretty much understand that this is going to take you from A to B of where you want to get to. So,
Mm-hmm.
no, great mindset, dude. I know you're going to kill it. I mean, I know we've been discussing briefly about Walmart selling on that platform. So I already know, with you, doing the numbers you're doing right now with Amazon, it's only going to get even crazier with Walmart. So,
Mm-hmm.
you plan on transitioning a lot into wholesale too, right? For more sustainability, I'm guessing.
Yeah, diversifying more.
For sure. Yeah. And that's really good, obviously, when it comes to scalability, because you don't want to, number one thing is to not be stagnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, cool, dude. And where do you feel like, you'd be right now as far as, your business numbers? Where do you feel like you'd be right now if you didn't have, I guess the network or the resources or like a mentor to guide you? Now, obviously, that doesn't mean you probably wouldn't be where you are right now, but and I'll let you make your point, but for me at least, I know I wouldn't be as far as I am today had I not gotten that guidance. So for you, where do you feel like you would be if you didn't invest in yourself or take any sort of initiative?
Yeah, I probably would be in this similar same place that I was when I started because in order to grow, you need to take risk and it needs to be calculated risk.
Absolutely.
And you just need to trust yourself because what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to stay in the same place, right? So just, yeah, reinvesting in yourself, growing your mindset, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. No, 100%. I mean, as basic as it sounds, it's absolutely true. So I mean, I'm right there with you on that. But um, but yeah, and then as far as everything else goes, man, a lot of people watching this are on the edge. They want to start, but they're not sure if Amazon will work, or if it's gonna help them or whatever the case may be, they're afraid of failing maybe. So for you, what is your honest and I guess your best advice to all those people that are, on that fence?
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to do something, just pick one thing, stick with it for a while, and if it doesn't work out, then you can move on. But I feel like a lot of people they get shiny object syndrome and they keep jumping from one thing to another, right? So if you stick to one thing for a while and you stay consistent, you're probably going to see some sort of success. So,
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. Consistency is pretty much everything, especially in business. So,
hmm
and that's why your success is only going to grow, dude. So I'm genuinely excited for you. We got a lot more work to do. Obviously, never satisfied, but it's good to kind of like look back and see where you've came from as far as your journey. So,
hmm
super happy for you, dude. What do you have for the month so far? I know we're almost done with May. Just curious, like what are numbers looking like now?
think I'm about at 60K now.
Sixty
Got,
thousand dollars.
yeah,
Cool.
I got about what, like 5 days left in the month.
Yeah.
So,
Sick, dude. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. So you're hitting consistent 60, 70K months.
yeah,
That's awesome. At what net, I guess at what profit percentage do you think you're operating at too?
let's say at least 20%.
Okay, cool. So you're making, I mean, Let me see if my math is good right now. What's the math on that real quick? That's
Don't ask me.
that's around what 12, 13, 14K is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it sounds
Somewhere
about
in
right.
that. Cool.
Hmm.
So you're profiting 5 figures a month at least.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hmm.
Dude, hell yeah. I'm genuinely happy for you, and I know again with Walmart it's about to get even scarier. So
Hmm.
um yeah. And did you ever tap in with Thomas to get that business funding or not yet?
Not yet. I feel like I have a decent amount to
Do
start
you?
with,
All right,
so.
cool. So you have the capital. Okay, good. Capital's not an issue, which is good.
Hmm.
Reason why I asked is because typically the one thing holding people back is capital. So
Hmm.
good, that's not an issue for you. But dude, Jared, thanks again for coming on here and sharing your experience. I hope that in the next few months we can do another interview of you cracking 100K months.
Hmm.
And then eventually going over exactly how you're hitting 5 figure months in Walmart. So, dude, the sky's the limit. Keep killing it. And once again, dude, I appreciate you for hopping on.
All right, appreciate you.
Yep, for sure. Well, in that case, brother, we'll stay in touch and everyone have a good one. Peace,
All
guys.
right, peace.